Hey there, welcome back to Health in Faith. In this episode, I'm going to go through 7 common and lesser known Bible verses about health. So I'm going to read them to you and I'm going to give a little bit of explanation on how and why they relate to your health, and I pray that they may be a blessing to you. Are you ready to feel clear-minded, energized, and strong in your body so you can serve God with even greater joy and purpose? Welcome, friend. I'm Laura Hargrave, Master Certified Nutritionist, best-selling author, and health coach with over 20 years of experience helping believers like you live vibrant, spirit-led lives through simple and lasting health habits that truly work. In this podcast, I weave together biblical wisdom, proven science, and a less is more approach to help you burn fat naturally, boost your energy and focus, and restore your body as God's living temple. So grab your green tea or your walking shoes and let's grow in wisdom and wellness that will bless you for years to come. Welcome to Health in Faith. Before we get into the 7 Bible verses here, I just want to point you to the website Health in Faith. And have you joined our newsletter yet? I'm in the midst at the moment of preparing and putting together a really good, solid weekly newsletter to encourage you in your health and, well, in your faith. Does what it says on the tin, right? So that's going to be a weekly newsletter that is coming out imminently, probably already out by the time you listen to this. And I'm going to be bringing you weekly encouragement, trainings, tips, and a couple of freebies as well from the website. So go and sign up. You just enter your name and email address. You can opt out at any time. My hope is that you won't though, because I'm looking to build a community of people, believers, really serious in their faith, who want to live fully for the Lord, but maybe are just struggling a little bit in some areas of health, or maybe are really doing well and just want to get that extra edge. You know, you're already doing fantastically and you're already feeling great, but you want to feel even better and you want to live even more fully for the Lord. So that's my aim at Health in Faith, is to be building that community. We've got quite a number of Christians that have been kind of in my community for a number of years. And so now with this podcast, I'm growing it bigger. So come and join a really vibrant group, and I will be putting together like community Zooms and things. So yeah, healthinfaith.com, and download the free either meal plan or the sugar detox, and you will then join the newsletter too. Have you ever wondered what the Bible really says about health? Most of us can probably quote a few familiar verses. So I'm thinking 1 Corinthians 6:19, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? But the Bible actually has so much wisdom about our physical well-being that many Christians just don't really take on board. And Jesus tells us in John 8:32 that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And yes, that applies to our salvation and understanding the truth of the gospel for sure, but it doesn't end there. Over my years of walking with the Lord and studying the Bible, then I've discovered verse after verse that is really applicable to our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, as much as our spiritual health. So I'm going to share 7 verses with you today. Some are common, but I want to just encourage you to meditate on them. You've read the Bible before, many times probably, and so don't hear these verses and just go, oh yeah, I know that. Really, I would encourage you as I speak them to just think about them afresh and take some time this week to meditate on them and what they mean in regard to your physical health and emotional health as much as your spiritual health. The first verse is Proverbs 3:7-8, which says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Physical health is tied to our spiritual wisdom, and what this shows us is that decisions rooted in obedience to God about diet, about rest, about stress management, about work, have tangible benefits for your body. And the inference then is that if we don't do these things, if we are wise in our own eyes, if we don't fear the Lord and shun evil, then this will be the opposite of nourishment to your bones and body, and will bring ill health to body and bones. Interestingly, over the 2.5 decades that I've been studying and practicing in nutrition and natural health, and even before that, allopathic medicine. I was medical research manager for a number of years in mainstream medicine. All of those different areas that I've studied over the years and traversed, if you like, in my study, there's one common theme that I kept seeing a lot, which is if you harbour unforgiveness and bitterness, then it literally will produce ill health. It brings this, it kind of eats you up from the inside and brings ill health. Cancer, studies on natural healing of cancer. I'm thinking about a number of books I've read over the years on people. What's the difference between people who go into cancer remission and those that don't? The ones that don't often have a root of, I guess it would say in the Bible, a root of bitterness, but they're harboring on some level unforgiveness. And so the Bible tells us to forgive, doesn't it? So that's one example of where we ought not to be wise in our own eyes and hold on to grudges and unforgiveness, because it literally, and science proves it, and non-Christian mainstream medicine would attest to it as well, that it will produce ill health in your body and destruction of the bones kind of thing. So maybe have a think about your own lifestyle habits, your own thought processes and decision making through this biblical lens, and just ask yourself, are they guided by wisdom, or are they guided by convenience, or, heaven forbid, disobedience? Align your health goals with spiritual values to create sustainable change. I wanted to give a bit more focus on that first one because I think it's a really overlooked thing, the concept of obedience and disobedience in terms of physical health. So the second one I've got for you is 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Let me read it to you. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not your own? For you were bought at a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. This is probably the most quoted health verse in the Bible, and for good reason. Our physical health matters because God, the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Trinity, dwells within us. Isn't that mind-blowing? That's really amazing when we stop and think about it. So caring for your body through proper nutrition, exercise and rest isn't just a practical thing at all. It's also a very spiritual thing. We're not Gnostics. The Gnostic religions would say our destiny is we want to get rid of this physical material stuff of substance, and the highest state of being, when I was in the New Age, then my Buddhist friends would all talk about nirvana and all that. The highest state of being is to go off into this cosmic consciousness where we're disconnected and set free from the body forever, and we're pure spirit bodies. And that is nonsense. That's totally not biblical. In the new creation, I'm riffing a bit here, I'm going off on a slight tangent, but it's relevant. Because this is why it's so important that we look after our bodies. Yes, we're going to have new bodies in the new creation, but our bodies in the new creation are going to be of more substance, not less substance than they are now. So God takes material things very seriously, and he expects us to steward our bodies, the physicality of it, as well as our spiritual life. And you'll know as well as me, if you're not feeling good physically, it's hard to really thrive in your faith and your walk with him spiritually. Yes, we can in certain unusual circumstances, like if we're bedbound for a long time, then we can be on a kind of different spiritual plane maybe. But I think those things are extenuating circumstances, unusual circumstances, and for day-to-day life of our walk with the Lord, then we need physical health, and we certainly need good mental health to thrive. The third Bible verse I've got for you about good health is Proverbs 17:22, which says, "A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." This speaks about emotional and spiritual health directly impacting physical well-being. So again, we're seeing that theme coming through of that whole interconnectedness of body, soul, and spirit. Stress, anxiety, unforgiveness can cause inflammation. It will lower your immunity and sap your energy, drain your joy. Like, what about your joy as well? Conversely, cultivating joy through compassion, gratitude, love, laughter, walking in the fruit of the Spirit strengthens your body. So aim to schedule daily moments of joy. Now that might seem weird, but joy often doesn't just kind of happen. We have to cultivate it. What does the Bible say about joy? In the Lord's presence is the fullness of joy. So we have to actually discipline ourselves and schedule in time with the Lord, reflecting on things we're grateful for. Cultivating love, and that will bring us joy and health to our body and bones. I've got to say, my wonderful husband is amazing at this. He's the most joyful person probably I've ever met. Consistently, he's such a joy to me, bless him. Shout out to Mr. Hargrave. Now, I'm going to leave this episode here because the other 4, I've got a feeling this episode will go way long if I try and cover all 7 in this episode. So I'll bring it back for a part 2. So yes, think about those 3 Bible verses that I've given you so far this week, and we'll join again next episode to go through the other 4. Now, if you are looking for some kind of breakthrough with a health issue, with weight loss, with energy, with tiredness, or anything else health related, then I would encourage you, book your one-to-one call with me. You can literally, I've heard people say this, some of my clients have said this, that they feel like they've achieved more in 60 minutes in a one-to-one call with me than the past year. And that's through my metabolic breakthrough consultation, which is 60 minutes of a Zoom call with me. I'm a master certified nutritionist of 24 years almost. We will do a metabolic assessment and come up with a plan, bespoke plan for you to dig into your specific health issues. When I say dig in, not in a weird way, like in a gentle but precise way. I'm kind of like a Columbo. I gather evidence. I build a picture of what's going on. We're not going to be doing blood tests. You could spend hundreds of pounds, if not thousands in some cases, on blood tests. By all means, go and do that. But there are,